We are back with an actress who has shined on screen for decades.
Laura Dern is beloved for hit shows like Big Little Lies, as well as iconic films like Jurassic Park and her Oscar-winning role in Marriage Story.
Well, today, Laura's here to share an important cause, raising awareness about the illness of her mother, legendary actress Diane Ladd, who passed away from that last November. Laura, good to see you. Thanks for being here.
So great to be here.
You know, first of all, condolences. You know, your mom. We all loved her, and know how much you both loved each other. How are you and your family doing?
We are hanging in, thank you. But it means so much to join you because I promised her, in fact, she demanded from me that I keep the promise of continuing her passion to utilize her experience to help serve others with this campaign I get to talk to you about, Beyond the Scars, today. And so in a way, right, honoring her and all that she went through in support of other families is a beautiful way to take grief and be in the devotional gift of it all.
Well, she lived with aggressive lung disease for about 7 years, continued to act while she had it. And you've said in the past that that was because she had just such a purpose-driven life. Where do you think that drive came from?
First of all, she always had it, as Al knows from knowing her over the years as well. When she would come and be a guest here, she had deep passion as an artist, as an activist, about using voice. But I think when she first, frankly, finally got diagnosed, because what she had, idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, can be easily missed. So when you have symptoms like coughing or shortness of breath, you can be diagnosed with asthma, many other things. And it wasn't till a couple of rounds of pneumonia misdiagnosed that they discovered IPF, which is a form of interstitial lung disease. And when she finally had the diagnosis, then we could get to work on figuring out how to support her because it is an irreversible disease. But when we first heard about it, they said she has 3 to 6 months.
Wow.
Be gentle with her. And she was like, hold on. We're not playing this game. I have a lot to do. And that fire in her really inspired me as a caregiver to support her in her mission. So she would always say, they told me 3 months, and instead of dying, I did 2 movies, a TV show, wrote a book with you, and did my autobiography.
And wrote a screenplay, too.
And wrote a screenplay.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's some sheer determination.
Yes, in 7.5 years, and was at, you know, her grandchildren's graduations and, you know, big events in life. So.
And as you mentioned, you're speaking out, opening up as part of this campaign, a lung disease awareness campaign through Boehringer Ingelheim. We should note that you're a paid spokesperson for them. But what are you hoping that people take away from this? Because I feel like there are a lot of people watching who can relate.
Well, you know, Mom first started the conversation with Boehringer Ingelheim about how can we help raise awareness so that people get early diagnosis, know what to look for, and can be supported, and asked me to join her on that mission, and then to launch the Beyond the Scars campaign, which she really wanted to be part of doing. She, again, made me promise that I could be here with you all to continue that conversation, to make sure to support families. And I think, you know, I think back to how terrifying it was when Mom got that diagnosis, and I thought maybe I should be gentle with her instead of, you know, support her in her fight to continue and persevere in service and in purpose. And I wish there was a Beyond the Scars campaign where I could have gone to beyondthescars.com and learned other people's stories and how they share their stories, so I could have known the warning signs, but also the support, pulmonary rehab, oxygen therapy, other medications, things that work for my mom, namely, as we got to talk to Al about with our book, that walking together and, you know, supporting lung capacity with just breathing and sharing our stories together really added purpose and joy and storytelling, but also supported her lungs through this.
What do you say to some people who are in your position, we're in your position, caregivers for people who need that day-to-day help and may not have the wherewithal? What kind of advice or support can you give them?
First to you, sir, and you, Craig, I just want to say how inspiring you've been, because it's hard to share personal stories with what we've walked through ourselves or with family members about caregiving. And so you've been inspiring to me to do that, to be here, to be able to be here and talk about it. But I think we can sit in our own fear, or we can get in our passion and purpose to help support them in as fearless a way as possible, to fight, to be gentle, to be impassioned, to do more than you think you can do at different moments, depending upon what they need, and also to find your way to some sense of self-care amidst being there for someone else, because no sleep, no food, things like that don't help the patient. So really learning how to take care, to give everything you can, and to ask questions. And my mom always demanded second opinions, found herself an extraordinary pulmonologist who was on the bandwagon of like, you want to go do the movie? She's like, but I'm on a cannula. And he'd say, take the cannula. You just take it off when you're sitting down in the seat. And she needed that kind of support and love, and it was huge, you know.
Well, we're glad you were there for her. Laura Dern, always so great to see you.
Well, and I'm so happy to be here to celebrate the 30th anniversary.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so
Some of
much.
my greatest memories are with you here at the Today Show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
When we there you are from.
Oh, I remember this when you literally walked by with a sign. You were in I think you were in the big C.
No, it was for this show Enlightened, and I just showed up in your window.
That's right. And you brought your own sign.
Did you write that sign?
I did.
Oh,
That was pretty impressive.
Well done. Well done.
I like getting Al's attention, guys. I'm not gonna
You
lie.
always have it. Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC, or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.